Have you ever wondered how the super rich keep getting richer while the rest of us work hard just to stay afloat? Or what if I told you that their biggest secret isn't just making money, but how they manage it? Specifically, how they use borrowing to turn the tables in their favor. Yes, you heard that right. Borrowing money? A concept that might make many of us nervous, is actually a golden ticket for those with deep pockets. From the farmer's son who became a billionaire to tech moguls changing the world one tweet at a time. These stories aren't just about wealth, they're about strategy, daring, and a bit of financial wizardry. Join us as we dive into the intriguing world of the wealthy, uncovering how loans, mortgages, and the clever use of debt have not just built empires, but have also been key in keeping them flourishing through generations. We're peeling back the curtain on the financial moves that keep the rich getting richer, and it's not all about having a fat bank account. So buckle up and get ready for a journey into the heart of wealth strategy. Who knows, maybe you'll pick up a trick or two that could change your financial future. Please subscribe, like this video, and do well to stay till the end. First point, rich people create huge companies. The rich build empires. The story of using debt goes back to the 1800s with a guy named Rockefeller. If he were alive today, he'd be worth $400 billion. Rockefeller wasn't born rich, he was a farmer's son who quit school early. Yet he became the richest person in America, richer than Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and Elon Musk combined. School didn't teach him about money, but working for a bookkeeper did. He learned that with a little money, he could make a lot more. Borrowing just $1,000 from his dad was his first step into business. In 2 years, he turned it into $17,000 profit. When the oil industry was just starting, there was a big demand for kerosene oil. Coal was hard to use and expensive to store. Rockefeller chose gasoline over coal and made his own barrels cheaply. His smart choices made banks trust him, lending him money under better terms. He used his borrowed money to buy small oil businesses, creating a giant oil company. He got big discounts from rail companies, making it cheap to transport kerosene. This made it affordable for many people. By the 1870s, the former farm helper became a millionaire at 31, and his company, Standard Oil, controlled 90% of US oil. Rockefeller always made sure to repay his debts on time. Yet, he wasn't scared to borrow more to expand his business. Second, rich people don't just earn a regular salary. We hear about their mansions, fancy cars, and incredible vacations. But what's less known is they don't use a salary for all this. In 2021, Elon Musk shared a secret. I only have stock. He doesn't take a salary, he owns a lot of Tesla stock, but he doesn't sell his stocks. He borrows money, using his stock as collateral, and lives on this debt. This strategy is smart for 2 reasons. First, he avoids income taxes since debt isn't taxed, letting him spend freely. Second, he doesn't sell his stock, avoiding taxes on any profits. He uses his stock as a guarantee for loans, creating a continuous line of credit. If Musk gets a loan at 6%, he just needs Tesla's value to increase by at least 6%. To repay, he takes out another loan against his stock, living a dream life. The third one is the rich love real estate. Rich people and their love for investing in houses. While most people dream of paying off their home loan, rich folks are out there borrowing money to buy houses they don't even live in. It might sound crazy, but they have a smart reason behind it. Take Elon Musk, for example. In 2018, he borrowed $61 million to buy houses in California, even though he had enough cash. Why? Because borrowing money can be better than paying cash, especially when it comes to saving on taxes. Here's how they do it. Imagine buying a house that's worth $1 million with mostly borrowed money. If you can rent it out and make more money than you spend on the loan and upkeep, you win without using your own cash. And there's a special trick called depreciation, where you pretend the house is getting older and less valuable, even though it's not costing you. This trick can make it look like you're losing money on paper, so you pay less in taxes, even though you're actually making money. Fourth point, the rich don't mix things up. Elon Musk, worth billions, borrows money smartly, not because he needs to, but because it saves him money, especially on taxes. This strategy of borrowing and investing in real estate is a secret weapon of the rich to keep growing their wealth without spending their own money. Let's picture finding a house worth $1 million as discussed earlier. You get most of the money for it from a bank and a bit from friends who want to invest. You end up paying $150,000 a year for it, but make $170,000 by renting it out. That's $20,000 you made without spending your own dough. Plus, you don't have to pay taxes on that extra cash thanks to a neat trick called depreciation. It's like saying your house gets a bit older and less shiny every year, so you pretend it costs you money, even when it doesn't. This way, you can tell the tax people you didn't make any money, even though you did. Rich folks are pretty clever when it comes to business. Take Elon Musk trying to buy Twitter as an example. He borrowed a huge $13 billion, even though he's got tons more. This move is called a leveraged buyout. It's fancy talk for borrowing money to buy something, betting that it'll earn enough to pay back the loan. Musk didn't just want to own Twitter for money, he wanted to help change things. And if Twitter didn't bring in the dough, only the company's stuff could be taken, not Musk's personal treasures, like his Tesla stocks. Fifth point, wealthy people aim to keep their riches growing. Buying stuff they can leave for their kids, they'd rather own valuable things than have all their money in the bank. This strategy lets them grab new opportunities without selling their valuables. For instance, Mukesh Ambani, a mega-rich guy, took out a monster loan of $5.5 billion for a project that's not even a big chunk of his wealth. He lives in a skyscraper house and has tons of fancy properties. He could have paid for the project in cash but borrowed instead. Why? Because he's thinking about the future, planning to pass his wealth to his children. This 5G project he's into could make a huge splash, boosting India's economy big time by 2030. Ambani borrowed the money so he could dive into this big deal without selling off his assets, hoping the 5G profits will cover the loan and keep his lead in the market. Sixth point, the rich inflate out their debt. Imagine being so rich that banks offer you loans at super low interest rates. That's exactly what happened to Mark Zuckerberg in 2012. He got a mortgage with a teeny tiny interest rate of just 1.05%, much lower than what most people get. Why? Because with his huge fortune of $15.6 billion, banks knew he'd have no trouble paying them back. But Zuckerberg wasn't just excited about the low rate. Here's what he did. First, he got the house of his dreams without waiting. Second, instead of spending all his money on the house, he used some to make even more money in places where he could get bigger profits than what he was paying on the loan. Third, he spread his mortgage payments over 30 years. He guessed that over time, because of inflation, which is when money becomes a bit less valuable, the amount he'd pay back would feel like less than what he borrowed. This smart move meant he didn't have to use all his money at once. Instead, he could make even more money, delay paying a big chunk of his expenses, and lessen the real cost of his mortgage considering inflation. This clever strategy isn't just about handling money well, it's about making even more money over time. It shows how wealthy folks use loans, not just to buy what they need, to boost their wealth even further. Keep an eye out for more videos where we'll dive into these topics and more. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest in finance and wealth building. Your journey to financial freedom continues, and I'm excited to be a part of it. Here's to your investing success. Profitable investing.